Mackerel is a marine fish that is favored by many fishermen because of its delicious meat and high nutritional value. To catch mackerel, fishermen often use many different methods, the most popular of which are net fishing and fishing by hook. For the net method, fishermen often use nets with small meshes and drop them into sea areas where mackerel often pass through. Especially during the spawning season, the net will be pulled up when the mackerel is caught, ensuring that a large number of fish are caught at once. Another method is to fish for mackerel with artificial bait. This method requires skill and patience. Fishermen will use artificial baits that are shaped like small fish that mackerel often eat. The bait is dropped into the water and slowly pulled through areas where mackerel often move, attracting attention and luring fish into the trap. This method is quite effective when mackerel move in schools, especially in the summer when mackerel are active. In addition, catching mackerel must also comply with regulations on protecting aquatic resources, avoiding overexploitation that depletes fish resources in the wild. To improve fishing efficiency, many fishermen also apply fishing techniques combined with natural factors such as weather and currents. Mackerel often move in schools and are easily attracted by light or sound. So some fishermen will use electric lights or sound to lure fish closer to the net or bait. In addition, the time of fishing is also very important. Mackerel are often active in the early morning and late afternoon, when they concentrate on hunting. Fishermen often take advantage of these times to harvest fish with the highest yield. During the fishing process, preserving mackerel is also an important factor. Mackerel after being caught needs to be stored immediately in a cold environment to keep the fish meat fresh and avoid rapid spoilage. Some fishermen use ice or cold storage boxes to keep the mackerel at low temperatures, helping to maintain the quality of the fish for a long time, especially when it has to be transported over long distances. Finally, mackerel fishing is not only a profession but also an important part of the economy of many coastal areas. However, to ensure sustainable mackerel resources, it is essential to implement protection measures, reasonable exploitation and compliance with government regulations. This will help maintain rich aquatic resources for future generations. In addition to complying with reasonable exploitation regulations, fishermen also need to pay attention to protecting the marine environment, because it has a direct impact on aquatic resources. Uncontrolled fishing activities can lead to environmental pollution and ecological degradation, reducing the number of mackerel and other fish species. Discharging waste from fishing vessels or using fishing nets that do not meet standards can harm the marine ecosystem, making it difficult for aquatic species to grow and develop. Therefore, in addition to technical measures in fishing, many organizations and authorities have implemented propaganda and community education programs on protecting marine resources, encouraging fishermen to apply environmentally friendly fishing methods such as filtering nets. Using equipment that causes less harm to marine life and not fishing during fish spawning season. A current trend is to develop tuna fishing in a sustainable direction, combined with ecotourism, helping to increase fishermen's income without depleting marine resources. In this way, fishermen can not only make a healthy living from fishing but also protect the ocean, creating a stable and long-term fishing industry for future generations. In short, catching mackerel does not only depend on techniques but must also be associated with the awareness of protecting marine resources. Only by combining these factors can fishermen maintain a sustainable profession and ensure the development of the fishing industry in the future to achieve sustainability in tuna fishing. The application of technology and innovation in methods also play a very important role. Advances in fishing technology, such as the use of modern fishing vessels with GPS positioning systems, sonar sensors to identify tuna schools, or devices that help minimize environmental impacts, have helped fishermen increase fishing efficiency while still preserving marine resources. This technology not only helps fishermen find the exact location of tuna but also helps them control the amount of fish caught, avoiding overloading or illegal fishing. In addition, an indispensable factor is cooperation between fishermen, fishing organizations and state management agencies. The formation of cooperatives and community linkages helps fishermen share experiences, resources and implement sustainable fishing methods. Management agencies also need to strengthen monitoring and inspection of compliance with regulations on fishing and marine resource protection, and organize training courses and seminars to raise awareness among fishermen about reasonable fishing methods. In particular, with the development of the fisheries industry and the increasing demand for mackerel consumption, ensuring the quality of mackerel after catching is also very important. Mackerel processing facilities need to apply food hygiene and safety standards, and at the same time create ready-made mackerel products such as grilled mackerel, canned mackerel, or mackerel dishes to meet diverse market needs. This not only helps increase the value of mackerel but also expands the consumption market, contributing to promoting the economy of the fisheries industry. In short, mackerel fishing is not only a traditional occupation of fishermen but also an important part of the marine economy. To develop sustainably, the tuna fishing industry needs a harmonious combination of technology, environmental protection regulations, community cooperation and improvements in processing. Only then can the tuna fishing industry be maintained in the long term, bringing benefits to both fishermen and society. In addition to technical and management factors, the development of certification and traceability programs is also becoming an important trend in the seafood industry today. Certification of sustainable tuna products, such as MSC, Marine Stewardship Council, certification, helps tuna products meet international standards for marine resource protection and reasonable exploitation. When tuna products are certified as sustainable, consumers can be more assured of the origin and quality of the products, while fishermen also benefit from easy consumption and higher value in the international market. Moreover, the development of aquaculture models is also an effective alternative to wild fishing. Farming mackerel in a controlled environment, using sustainable farming methods that do not harm the environment and marine ecology, can help meet consumption demand without reducing natural resources. High-tech mackerel farming models, combining cage farming and water circulation systems, are being applied in many countries, bringing stable and good quality mackerel production. However, the shift to aquaculture also requires large investments in facilities, technology and expertise. In addition, problems of disease, pollution and waste management in aquaculture also need to be strictly controlled to ensure the farming environment is always clean and safe. Therefore, the tuna farming industry needs support from the government, research and development organizations, as well as the participation of fishermen in applying effective farming models. Finally, for the tuna fishing and aquaculture industry to develop sustainably, there needs to be close coordination between authorities, fishermen, processing enterprises and consumers. Each party needs to be responsible and contribute to the protection of marine resources, while finding creative and effective solutions to meet consumption needs without affecting the future development of the fisheries industry. Educating the community about the importance of protecting the sea and exploiting resources sustainably is also a key factor in building a stable and long-term marine economy. Thus, from tuna fishing to farming and processing, all stages in the supply chain need to be managed scientifically and sustainably. Only then can the fisheries industry especially mackerel fishing, thrive and contribute to the prosperity of coastal communities, protecting marine resources for future generations to maintain the sustainability and development of the tuna fishing industry. Developing policies to support fishermen is also an indispensable factor. The government and relevant organizations need to create policies to support financial support, technical training and provide information to fishermen on effective fishing methods and environmental protection. Preferential credit programs or career transition support, especially for disadvantaged fishermen, will also help them access advanced technologies, minimizing initial investment costs when switching from traditional fishing methods to more sustainable methods, such as aquaculture or applying models of seafood exploitation towards resource protection. In addition, raising public awareness about protecting the sea and aquatic resources is also important. Education and communication programs on the rational use of marine resources, not overfishing or catching juvenile fish, need to be widely implemented. Not only for fishermen but also for the entire community. Active community participation will create positive changes in awareness and action, thereby contributing to the protection of marine resources and maintaining the supply of mackerel for the future. Another important direction is to promote scientific research activities on mackerel resources. Research organizations, universities and research institutes need to conduct comprehensive surveys and assessments on the status of mackerel resources, fluctuations in mackerel populations through the seasons and the impact of environmental factors such as temperature, salinity, pollution and climate change on the development of this species. These studies will provide valuable scientific data to develop sustainable management strategies, helping fishermen and management agencies have a solid basis for making reasonable fishing regulations and protecting the marine environment. Promoting the development of the consumption market is also a key factor in helping the mackerel fishing industry develop. Mackerel processing facilities need to improve processing technology to create diverse mackerel products. From fresh products to processed products such as canned mackerel, smoked mackerel, or steamed mackerel, this not only helps increase the added value of the product but also expands the domestic and foreign consumption market. Trade promotion activities and advertising of mackerel products at international fairs will also help fishermen and processing enterprises increase revenue, while enhancing the brand value of Vietnamese mackerel in the world market. Finally, international cooperation also plays an important role in protecting aquatic resources and developing the mackerel fishing industry. Countries with developed fisheries can learn from each other and share experiences in managing and protecting marine resources. Cooperation agreements on sustainable fishing between countries will help fishermen avoid overfishing or overfishing in common sea areas, while protecting common marine resources for all countries involved. In short, to ensure sustainable development of the mackerel fishing industry, there needs to be close coordination between factors from environmental protection, technology, policies to support fishermen, scientific research, to consumption markets and international cooperation. Only when these factors are effectively combined can the fisheries industry, especially mackerel fishing, develop strongly, protect marine resources and bring long-term benefits to fishing communities and the marine economy. To achieve sustainability in mackerel fishing, one factor that cannot be ignored is the application of climate change adaptation strategies. Climate change, with impacts such as increasing ocean temperatures, rising sea levels and changes in currents, has been strongly affecting aquatic species, including mackerel. Mackerel is a migratory species, directly affected by environmental factors. So changes in water temperature and habitat can affect the migration habits, breeding season, and distribution of this fish species. To deal with this problem, scientific research and climate forecasting models need to be widely deployed. Research agencies need to coordinate with fishermen to monitor and record fluctuations in mackerel populations over each season and each year, thereby making recommendations on appropriate fishing times and methods. In addition, the development of mackerel farming models in changing climate conditions also needs to be focused on, with studies on selecting mackerel breeds that adapt to changing environments, as well as adjusting farming processes to minimize negative impacts from climate change. In addition, marine resource protection policies need to be updated and adjusted regularly to suit the actual situation. Governments and authorities can introduce regulations to ban fishing during the spawning season or establish marine reserves, which are designed to protect fish species during sensitive times. Marine reserves, when established and managed effectively, not only protect fish but also help restore and maintain biodiversity, creating favorable conditions for fish species to thrive. Another important factor in ensuring sustainable development of fisheries is to encourage the use of environmentally friendly fishing methods. Fishing systems can harm other fish species or unwanted marine species, so developing modern network technologies that are less harmful to marine ecosystems is necessary. Some new technologies are now helping fishermen reduce the capture of unwanted fish species, often referred to as bycatch, thereby minimizing negative impacts on marine resources. Sustainable supply of mackerel should also be promoted through the development of clear product certification and labeling. Today's consumers are increasingly concerned about the origin and quality of products. So mackerel products certified as sustainably harvested will have easier access to markets, especially international markets, where strict requirements on environmental protection standards and fishery resources are required. Finally, to achieve sustainable development in the fisheries sector,